Going on, everyone? It's Matt Deeks here with another video. Appreciate you guys for dropping by. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over my sniper class Las Fusil high frequency, high damage build. At least that's what I call it, okay? Everyone has different names for it, but this is a high damage output, but also a high frequency shot, okay? So you're going to be getting a very high fire rate, all right, guys? So just to start off, you're going to want to choose the bottom left. So it's the Affiliate Liberation Beta Las Fusil, okay? And it's obviously, if you can get Relic, if you have Relic, you go for it. I'm excited to see what the heroic version will look like and what it's going to come with. But anyways, guys, for this video, you must be choosing the Rate of Fire variant, the bottom left, okay? Let's go quickly into the perk tree, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this video, let me know in the comments below. Please leave a like, please subscribe, guys. And again, if you want to support the channel a little further, definitely think about becoming a member. Definitely no pressure, guys. Simply sitting back, enjoying the video is enough for me, guys. All right, let's jump right into it. Okay, so for the first perk, because there's gonna be a few perks that you're gonna want to put on to really maximize this loadout. Okay, I've run this loadout a few different ways, and this is the way I found to be the absolute best. You get maximum fire rate, maximum damage, but you don't feel the lowered magazine capacity so much, okay? There are a few perks that you must put on to make this feel absolutely insane. Okay, guys, let's get into it. So for the first perk, you have to choose perpetual velocity. So shots charge 15% faster. Okay, this is going to be building up, multiplying the rate of fire even more, guys. It's going to feel very, very insane. It's going to feel nuts. The rate of fire is going to be so fast, plus the other perks we're going to add on, which will give back Fusil shots for various whatever headshot kills or consecutive kills. It's going to be crazy. Stick around, guys. Here we go. Adamant velocity for our second perk. When your health is below 30%, shots charge 25% faster, sorry. And then we have our first headhunter, because again, guys, I want a balance between high rate of fire, but I don't want to sacrifice damage. I want both high damage and high fire rate. I want both, the best of both worlds, okay? So for the first headhunter, we have headshots deal 10% more damage, okay? Moving on to our artificer perks, guys, we have perpetual velocity. So shots charge 15% faster, again, stacked with this one right here, where we get another 15%. We're currently at 30%. Stack this one on if we're below 30%, guys, it's insane, okay? Going on, moving forward, guys, we have charging immunity. So while charging a shot, you do not lose control from heavy hits. This is very, very important. Then we have another headhunter. So headhunter headshots deal 10% more damage. And then we have great might. So damage against or is increased by 10% against terminus level enemies. This one's huge. Now I would have put this one on right here for my magazine capacity variant. Now if you haven't checked out my last, I call it the S tier sniper build, whatever the title is, I posted it 3-4 months ago, a couple months ago, and that is probably like the best overall in terms of like balanced sniper. You get good fire rate, you get good firepower, you get good magazine capacity. However, for this specific build, I opted not to choose this one because there's another perk right here that we have to put on in order for this magazine capacity to feel not so crappy. Okay, so moving forward, guys, for our first relic perk, we have instant health. So when your health is below 30%, killing 3 enemies or more with one shot restores health by 5%. Now again, guys, if you see here, there's no cooldown, and you have to think about this, guys. When you're playing siege mode or operations or whatever, you're going to be facing a lot of, large hordes of Minoris. And this is where this perk shines, okay, guys? Killing 3 enemies or more with one shot happens all the time. You don't have to have a headshot. This is just any body shot, whatever shot, restores your health by 5%. Again, no cooldown, but this is only when your health is below 30%. So you can really farm that health right back up, higher above 30%. So you do get a nice boost there. And again, when you're aiming for those mobs of Minoris, it's very, very easy to get these 3 kills with one shot. Moving forward, guys, we have another headhunter, so we have another 10% boost. I believe we are already on 30% base headshot boost here, which is insane. We have a 10%, 10%, 10%. And then guys, right here, we have increased capacity. So the maximum ammo reserve of this weapon increased by 20%. This is going to be very critical in order for this 12 magazine capacity to not feel so low. Because if you don't put that one on, guys, you're going to feel it. You're going to run out of ammo very, very quickly. You can also, if you wanted to stack another increased capacity, you can definitely stack these two. However, you're going to be sacrificing a bit of your damage output. Okay. With that being said, guys, let's move into the actual perk tree for the sniper. All right, guys, so for the sniper, the first core perk you're going to want to slap on is block break. So shots penetrate enemy block stances, dealing 50% of the usual damage. Now, if you're facing an enemy like a Biovore or even a Tyranid Knight Warrior, like putting this on is very, very important to breaking those blocks. Now, you could put melee mastery on, so melee damage increased by 20% against Majoris level and higher. This one's also really good. This one here, you revive squad members 30% faster. I don't know, I feel like this is kind of a waste of a perk, but either one of these two will be beneficial for this build. Again, I like to focus more on the Las Fusil, the ranged weapon. So for me, I opted not to use the melee mastery, and I opted for this block break. And then as for the second perk, guys, I chose Vantage Point. So remaining stationary for 2 seconds increases your ranged weapons damage by 20%. Again, guys, like I said earlier in the video, I want max damage and max fire rate. Okay, so putting this on, again, 2 seconds is not a big deal. The way sniper is played, at least in my opinion, or at least the way I like to play sniper, everyone's different, but at least the way I like to play sniper is I like to perch myself up nice and high or far away from the craziness, and I like to pick shots off. Okay, so this one's really important because 2 seconds is not long. You stay stationary for 2 seconds and you have a 20% buff, unlimited until you move, right? So really, really important, guys. It'll help you overall stack those other multipliers and just make this gun insane. Moving forward, guys, we have the only perk that we can use in this column here, guys. It's the lethal efficiency perk. So killing more than one enemy with one shot from a Las Fusil restores its charge by 1%. So keep in mind, there's two things to think about here. So one, obviously we can't use these two because this is for the bolt carbine and this is for the bolt sniper rifle and stalker bolt. So we can't use those. But in terms of this one here, guys, so think of it in two ways. There's no cooldown, and also killing more than one enemy with one shot. So think about that. They're not specifying anything has to be Majoris or higher. You can use this on Minoris, on the mobs of Minoris. You just pick shots off, boom, you get a full charge back. So it's really, really important to help your ammo economy because you're going to be already a little bit lower than usual than the other variants. So definitely lethal efficiency is very, very important for this build. And obviously if you're using Las Fusil, it's really the only perk you can use. And then as for the team perk, I have headshot damage or marksmanship. So headshot damage increased by 10% for all squad members. Again, I'm going for max damage, so I popped this one on. I want maximum damage for the headshot, so add this onto the already 3 headhunters we have on. Guys, we're already at a 40% boost in headshot damage, so insane. Highly, highly recommend marksmanship with this build. As for the gear perks, I have purification. Guys, this one is a must for really any build. So manually activating camo cloak removes negative status effects and restores all contested health. So let's say you're not able to get out of the way of a big red attack, a big unblockable attack from a Tyranid warrior, and boom, you get just demolished. Half your contested health gets drained, and you see that scary white big bar. All you have to do is pop the camo cloak on, boom, it's like a free med kit. You get all your contested health back and you're good to go and to continue in the fight, okay? So purification is a must. Second gear perk, I have targeted shot. So first range attack that breaks camo cloak deals 75% more damage. Again, going with that max damage theme. The reason I chose this over this, which this was also really good, but I'm trying to focus a little more on the ranged weapon. So for me, I chose the second one here, targeted shot. And as for the third gear column, I chose the top one, so persistence. When camo cloak deactivates, you take 20% less health damage, do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. And as for the signature perk, I chose Pattern of Excellence. Performing 3 consecutive headshots restores equipment charge by 1. Now there is a cooldown, but you have to think of it this way, guys. You can use this for Minoris, like I said with the this one here, the lethal efficiency. You don't have to. There's no specification in saying that it must be done on Majoris or higher. So you can, line up a bunch of Minoris and a big Minoris mob, and you're good to go. And you're going to get those 3 consecutive headshots. It restores 1 equipment charge by 1. All right. It restores, guys, if you're running any class, whether it's, tactical with secure stockpile, that has to be put on. Bulwark, I don't think Bulwark has one, but Assault has a recharge perk. It's a must. Any class that has the ability to restore your equipment charge for performing whatever it is, killing 7 enemies in rapid succession, or for this one, performing 3 consecutive headshots, it must be done. Having unlimited crack grenades or unlimited melt-a-bombs is just, it's so advantageous for you, especially, in game modes like Siege or Operations or Hard Stratagem, Absolute Operations, whatever. It's so important. But if you did want to, focus a little more on survivability, even though I would say this is, critical for survivability as well, you could opt for Emergency Override. This one's also really good. It's similar to Vanguard's Emperor's Blessing, where instead of taking lethal damage, you basically get you get like an extra life. But so for this one, it's when you receive lethal damage, Camel Cloak activates. It automatically activates actually without spending charge, and you become invulnerable for 5 seconds. So it's basically it lets you survive a little longer. Instead of going down, you just activate Camel Cloak. It activates automatically, and you become invulnerable for 5 seconds, allowing you to kind of get out of the way, get into safety. Okay, so either one of these will be beneficial. I opted for Pattern of Excellence just because those unlimited nukes, unlimited crack grenades, frags, shocks, whatever you use is very, very advantageous. And as for the prestige perks, I won't go into too much detail, as I never really go into too much detail for the prestige because they are what they are. But for the first one, guys, I have Emperor's Grace. When Camel Cloak activates, you become invulnerable for 2 damage for 2 seconds. Then we have Versatile Precision. Performing a kill with your secondary weapon restores 15% of your primary weapon's ammo. Now, this is important. I will go into detail on this one just a little bit. Now, remember, this is not the magazine capacity variant, so you're going to be a little bit softer on ammo. So putting this on allows you to kind of quickly switch to your, whenever you need a little more ammo, you quickly switch to your secondary, try to get some Minoris kills, and then boom, you'll have 15% more primary weapon ammo. Now the cooldown is 15 seconds, but honestly guys, 15 seconds goes by quick, so you're able to spam this quite often, okay? And moving on to the third prestige perk, we have Conviction. So when your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 15 seconds. And then lastly, Indomitable Spirit. While performing a gun strike, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. Now this one's important because I like to use fencing variant weapons. So for me, I like to perfect parry a lot, and I like to perform gun strikes quite often. So there's nothing worse than performing a gun strike, being locked in that animation, and you just get absolutely wrecked, from someone else, from another enemy. So then you're totally in a vulnerable position. So that is not beneficial. So having this Indomitable Spirit on will stop that from happening. But guys, I'll leave this up for a few seconds while I talk. Feel free to take a screenshot. Let me know what you think of this build. If you've used it before, if you're new to this sniper build, or if you're new to the game, definitely give this a try. If you find that the ammo is lacking a bit, then you switch over to my other build. Check out my other sniper video down in my other videos, and you'll see that it's a little more balanced. But if you don't like this magazine capacity, and you're not a fan of the lower magazine capacity, and you want more ammo, you go for this one here, okay, the Cathalamore Crusade. But for this one, guys, you will get a very huge buff in rate of fire, and you will feel the difference in terms of the rate of fire and damage, okay? But with that being said, guys, let's quickly go into my secondary and my melee weapon. I won't go into too much detail, but let's start off with the secondary, guys. I have the heroic version of the bolt pistol, so the honorific relic. And in terms of the perk tree, I'll go over it very quickly. we have perpetual precision, headhunter, gun strike reload, increased capacity, another headhunter, extended magazine, elite hunter, headhunter, and extended magazine. So we're going for more ammo and high damage. And then for the heroic perk, we have you can fire 3 shots in a burst. Okay, so instead of 1 shot, you're firing 3 shots per trigger. All right, and then for the combat knife, I chose the heroic version. And in terms of the perk tree, you have armored strength, you have sharp impact, perpetual strength, heavy onslaught, reeling blow, shadow stab, extremist slayer, and hard target. And then if you don't know, the heroic perk, after a perfect dodge, the next melee strike deals 120% more damage. Can be stacked up to 3 times. Okay, guys, and it is a balanced version. So you sacrifice a little bit on that fencing feel, but you get balanced, okay? And guys, that's it. I will overlay after this some gameplay, and you'll kind of see how this build works on the battlefield. Okay, if you don't watch up to that, if you don't get, you want to just log off now. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for getting up to this point in the video, and I appreciate you for even just sticking around. All right. Again, if you're new to the sniper build, or if you haven't used sniper the Las Fusil at all, or if you're just new to the game, this build right here, again, just some quick thoughts on this build. It's a great build. The fire rate is nuts. The damage, especially when you're hitting those headshots, is insane. However, you will feel the decreased ammo, and that's one of the things that probably leads this build to not be my primary sniper build, but it's a great build if you just want to have fun, you want that high rate of fire, max damage, you're really going for those headshots, and honestly, it's a really fun, strong build. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, please subscribe. If you want to support the channel a little further, consider becoming a member. You definitely don't have to. I appreciate you just even watching. And again, guys, I will be showing some gameplay after this. But if you're done right here, take care, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
This fortress contained encrypted plans. The Cadians would have protected them with their lives. Find them.
Data slate needs to be recovered.
No data slate.
Watch out for Ravener tunnels.
This information should prove valuable to the Imperium. Well done.
It dug its own grave. Dark magic will not save that sorcerer from a headshot. These foul creature pests are no more. See the Emperor's
All right, guys, so I wanted to take a little bit of damage here just to show you how purification works. So you can see here, guys, I took a bit of damage. Boom, I hit my camo cloak, got it right back. If you didn't see that, scroll back a bit and you'll see, guys, purification is a must for the sniper build.